I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Trick Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
All right. Good evening. Welcome back to I Am Sure Sports. Today, we have this evening, at this moment, we have a very special one for you. If you're from Cornwall College, you may know this man very well. If you have ever been associated with Violet Kickers, you will know him very well. If you ever heard about any player who can kick the ball hard in Jamaica, you would have heard about him and know him very well. Captain Jamaica. If you ever hear about a man named Bram Bram, not like Bram Bram Bushot, but Bram Bram, the original baller out of CC, they say. Coach and all of that. I hear that the man that after hear about the kick that he had I heard that he was one of the better kickers of the ball. Maybe that is why he ended up at Violet Kickers. You understand me? I don't know, but we will hear from him. So want to welcome today to I Am Sure Sports, Mr. Noel Bram King, or is Bram King? So let's find out what it is. Sir King.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, man. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. How you doing?
I'm okay and I'm fine, pretty fine.
Wonderful. All right. Well, good to have you. Thank you for joining, for being here today. No, it has been a long day for you, so I'm very grateful that you took the opportunity to be with us to educate us on your history in the sport here in Jamaica, because a lot would have heard the name, but they have not seen the person. And so thank you for coming on.
Okay, well, I'm here. What else? What would you like to hear now?
All right. So why don't you begin by telling us, about your journey in football? When did it all start for you? And just tell us all the way through your high school years and playing football, in the leagues in Jamaica. Just go ahead and share the story.
Oh, okay. Well, I was really born in Fellowship in Portland, a little district of the banks of the Rio Grande River. And then my parents, my father was a public parish. I lived in every parish except in Clarendon and Manchester. And so I ended up at Cornwall College in about 1966. I played for Cornwall just 1 year. And that same year I played for the juvenile team and Perfectus Football Club in Montego Bay. After Perfectus, and at the same time the National League started, and I played also for Whippets, a team out from Montego Bay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where it all started. After Whippets and Perfectus fell apart, and then I played with Violet Kickers. And that's the only other club I've ever played for in Jamaica than for Perfectus.
Okay, Violet
played
Kickers.
for two clubs.
Okay, so you played for Violet Kickers while they were in the Premier League or before they got to the Premier League?
Yeah. Before they got to the Premier League, and we got them to the Premier League, and we played. There was one time when we were unbeaten, and the competition was stopped and disbanded. That's the
Premier League. The Premier League was disbanded.
Was stopped. Yes, yeah, it was disbanded.
Do you know what happened?
The rural teams were undefeated, and they just stopped the competition for some reason or other.
Oh, you're unaware as to what happened, why it was stopped?
No. The four teams that were left in it was Siva Wadada,
Violet Kickers,
Cavaliers, and Santos. And yes. No, Siva, Violet Kickers, Cavalier, and Santos.
Okay. Did you win?
And the competition was just stopped.
Oh.
It was stopped and it was discontinued.
Okay. Did you win the title with Violet Kickers as a player?
No. Okay. I played with Violet Kickers before then. I stopped playing football in about 1987, I think.
Okay.
I stopped playing. Yeah.
In 1987, you stopped playing?
Yeah. I started playing in the National League. The first National League game was, I remember playing for Whippets against Electrocap in St. Thomas. This was about in 73, I think it started.
Whoa.
It was called the Craveney National League then.
This is
at that time it was called the Craveney National League.
And the team in St. James was Whippets, and you played against Electro. What were the name? After
Electrocap.
Electrocap. Okay. Yeah. So who are some of the...
It was a team. Hello?
No man, go ahead and share.
We played with Whippets. Whippets had players like Billy Vernon was the owner of the team. Ali McNabb, myself, Errol Gillett, Brent Brown, Edgerton Forrester. Then I played Mike Young, Desmond Marsh was the keeper. Keith Meggy. There were quite a few of us. And Electrocap in that time had Keith Latimore.
Okay.
And Keith Latimore from then. And I think Owen Stewart, Ital Stew.
Okay. So you and Ali McNabb played on the same team. What position did you play? Did you play with Ali McNabb at Cornwall College as well?
No. I played for Cornwall in 1972 when they stopped the competition again.
Oh.
I played in the ill-fated St. Elizabeth technical match where the bus driver was killed.
Oh, you were in that game, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Buckner told me about that game.
Right.
Oh, yes. When the state bus driver,
was killed.
right, and the competition stopped.
Right,
Whoa, and that was the only year that you played for Cornwall.
right. And then I left Montego Bay and went to Cast.
Oh, that's no UTech.
Right,
Okay.
you take.
All right. So tell me now. So Whippets played against teams like Santos, Electra Caps. Who were some of the other teams in the league at that time?
At that time, every parish had a champion.
Okay.
And like Casafa had about 2 players in the National League. I think it was Boystown and Santos might have been the teams then. And because it was Kingston and St. Andrew that they had 2 teams, and every other parish had 1 team.
You see, this is good. So there was a time when the Premier League had a team from every parish in it.
Every parish.
Okay. What was the name of the team in Westmoreland?
Before Reno, there was a team in Westmoreland named Stylo.
Whoa. This is good.
And then in later years, Andrews played for that team. It was owned by Bim Williams.
Yes,
farmer.
Bim Williams.
Yeah, right. And
tell us the names of some of the other teams that were in the different parishes that you remember, because some of these teams.
There was Las Perfectus, I think, from Manchester. There was Rex from Lucy.
Okay.
There was a. I don't remember the name of the Falmouth team. There was also in St. Anne. Before Black Stars. No, it was before Black Stars. I remember there was a team. I can't remember the other team, but the team had Milo Hines.
Yes, Milo. You're right.
Milo Hines. Yeah, that was one of the good players.
Wow. Yeah, this is historic. But you also played for Jamaica and also captain Jamaica.
Yeah, that was in '87. Yeah. But I was in the national team from when I was at Cast, in the national selection, the national squad. At that time, they used to have the Jamaica team. You had the Olympic team, which was the non-professional team. And they had, so I was playing with the national squad from George Prescott. George Prescott was the coach then.
Okay.
And after Prescott came Otmar Calder.
So during your time, the coach of the national team was George Prescott. Need to write down some of these things. George Prescott. And then who came after him?
The German coach Calder.
Oh, Calder. Okay.
I was in Calder's squad and was injured for a long period of time, like a year during that time.
So and you were the captain of this team as well?
87, 80 or 86, something like that. Somewhere around here.
Okay.
But this I'm talking about is 84, 74.
Oh, so you played in the national team from around 74 to...
No, I was in the national selection. The national squad was brought down to 22 people, and I was a member of that squad.
Okay. Whoa. All right.
And then
Go ahead.
So after the injury there, I had a knee injury, and I was back in the country with that time, and that is when I started playing with Violent Kickers, which was already formed. Violent Kickers was formed because we had played against, in St. James, the St. James 11, we played against 2 teams out of Haiti in 74. The team, there was a team by the name of Violent Kickers, and the number 2 team was Victory from Haiti. And we played some engagements. St. James played against them, the St. James Parish 11. After we played against those 2 teams, Violent Kickers was formed.
Okay.
But that was 74 when Haiti went to the World Cup.
Oh, so did Jamaica participate in like World Cup qualifying that time when Haiti
Yes, but
qualified?
they didn't qualify. We were beaten by Haiti. But I don't
Oh,
remember what Haiti was the first Caribbean team
team to
basically to
qualify
go to
to the
qualify
World Cup.
at World Cup.
So that's
With the,
1974. So you said
right.
Haiti actually beat Jamaica.
Yes, Haiti had been Jamaica then. But the Haitian clubs came down to Montego Bay.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
played against them. We played the St. James Parish team played against them.
Okay. And then after
And
that, Valley Kickers was formed.
right, because the Violet Kickers was formed because the Haitian top team at the time was Violet Kickers
Oh, that also Valley Kickers got its name from a top team
from
from
that
out of
Haitian.
Haiti.
Right.
Ah, okay. Awesome. So who are some of the the players in that Violet Kickers team?
Okay,
That
in that
originally farm team.
right. The Violet Kickers team at that time, the captain was Desmond Marsh, I think. And
Yes.
Edgerton Forrester. There are a number of players that who used to play in Montego Bay at that time. Some of them I only remember by nicknames like Bun Pan and a couple of guys and Bucks and it was a long stretch for me in Violet Kickers. So it's hard for me to remember exactly who are the players. But I can tell you we were at the helm of St. James football for
Yeah.
about 5 years. And during that period of time, I would say for Violet Kickers, like we had a lot of schoolboys from Cornwall College who played for Violet Kickers. People like McPherson, Guy and Clark, Surton Thompson, and we had other older people like Winston Bell, John Rhodes, and you had Hale, and a couple of the Smiths, like you had Smith, Reed, Carl Jarrett was my captain for a long time too there. He played centre half and he was a cricketer for Jamaica U team. And after Desmond Marsh, we had McPherson. But the team, I was with that team from about 1979 or 78 until 87.
Okay. Whoa. All right. So I'm going to show you a picture, right? And I want you to tell me like what is the occasion. If you remember the occasion. So I'm going to bring it up and you tell me if you can see it and if you remember the occasion. So let me find it and bring it up, right? Yeah. You seeing it?
I saw it just then. Okay, that was me in a Violet Kickers. That was me in a Violet Kickers shirt. I think a physiotherapist was treating me for some problem in my calf, I think at the time, or the shin.
Okay.
I remember that picture. I was playing for Violet Kickers then.
Okay. You know which venue you were at?
Could have been Giant Park or the National Stadium.
Okay. All right. Somebody just saying Chris Wayne is saying that Winston Anglin was with Bram Bram at Violet Kickers too.
No, he was. We played for St. James together, and we played on the national team together.
Oh, you played on the national team with Winston. How many games you played for Jamaica? The national
team. I played about 7 games for the national team.
Okay.
I played under Carl Brown, under Morty Scott and Ali McDavan, and Casagrande Ramos.
Casagrande
Ramos. He was the Brazilian coach. That was the interim. That was at station at GC Foster.
Yes.
And he was the coach who turned the football around in Jamaica, where a lot of rural players now started playing for Jamaica while he was coaching.
Okay. Which game you'd say that playing for Jamaica? Which game was your most memorable game in the 7 games you
You know,
played for Jamaica?
I remember when we drew with Cuba in Cuba, and unfortunately we came back home and we lost to Cuba at home. We played a match at Giant Park. No, we played at the national team and lost to Cuba. But I remember us drawing with Cuba in Cuba, and that would have been the most memorable game.
What about it made it so special? Was it your performance? Did you score a goal? Did you work?
No, you know, we played well as a team, and when we drew with them, it was not customary for us as the national team to do well overseas.
Okay. Yeah. So what position you played over your career?
I played left back for the national team, and I played for my club left back, and midfield.
Okay. And so when people talk about your game, people say that Ali McNabb he had a fearsome kick off of the right or off the left. They say Michael Tullo was very good with the head. They said that Hector Wright was very good in passing. When they talk about Bram Bram, when they talk about Noel Bram Bram King, what do people say about your game? How do you describe your game?
All right. I'll say this to you. Hector Wright, before he played with Siva, he played with Violet Kickers.
Yes.
And so I would have coached him a lot about kicking the ball at that time. And there were some other players who I had, like Surton Thompson, who would kick very well. He was left-footed. But the difference between myself and most of the players we had is that
all right. There seems to be a problem with your feed. We're not hearing you clearly.
Yeah. I don't know. The internet might be bad. I think that for my left foot, a lot of people thought I was left-footed. But I played with both feet, and I was naturally a right footer.
Okay.
And nonetheless, I used to practice a lot. I think what I would have been remembered for is that my accuracy and my precision in free kicks.
Oh, you're a good
because I could get the ball to do a lot of things. I practice a lot with the dead ball.
Yeah. But when you stop playing, you also coach at Violet Kickers.
Yes, again we coached with Violet Kickers, and I remember this season I stopped the season short because there was a lot of, I would say, one of the games that got me annoyed was that we were at the end of the competition. We were just before the end of the competition. We played a match against Portmont United in Martby. We're that team in Portmont, and when we drew the game at that same match, during the same match when we were having our match, Arnett Gardens and Boystown, there was some crowd invasion there, and the JFF decided to not award the points to Arnett Gardens, but they kicked Boystown out of the competition, and by so doing, the points that everybody had from Boys Town were forfeited. And
Oh,
at the
I
end of the
see.
day, we are at the head of the zone, and we find ourselves third in the zone because we are the only team that had beaten Boys Town. We were the defending champions then.
Oh, whoa. See, you
But
never made it to the, whoa. See, you never made it to the semi-final. This is the third time because at Cornwall the competition stopped. Right? When you were
yeah,
playing in the,
it's been like it's a jinx. It's a jinx.
so
But
interesting. So at 3
it's just a
occasions in
jinx.
your career, things are going good.
The competition. So in this competition, I don't remember who. I think but for my team, I think we played at Giant Park and I suggested to other coach, I suggested the team that I'm not taking any part, but let's award the team maximum points. Let them score 20 goals because in protest that's what I would have done. And the team, whoever took charge of the team went and played with a broken team and we lost. And we played. I think Fort Morant. I don't remember if Fort Morant came second in the competition or they played the finals because they represented they represented our zone in the competition.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, the competition then, I remember once in Montego Bay, like in the St. James competition, there was a case where we were playing against Siva and the competition was the final match was blown off again, just like that. Because the team that we played for, the Violet Kickers team, was always the underdog team to many teams, like say in Montego Bay. We were the underdogs. So whenever we are victorious,
yeah.
The Wadada and the Siba.
So did Violet Kickers start before Wadada and Siba?
Not really, no. Siba was a break off of a team in Montego Bay named Beacon. So Beacon was really formed before Montego Bay and they changed to Siba. Wadada was started just about that time. And Wadada was what you say, like the problem with Jamaica football at the time, which Violet Kickers didn't fit into. There were community leagues. Community league team or Cavaliers. But Boys Town, Siva was not Gully Montego Bay. Wadada was Mount Salem, Montego Bay. Yeah. Reno was Westmoreland, Montego Bay. Most of these teams, even in Montego Bay, all the teams, Fogo was from Flankers, Seaview was from Seaview. Everybody was a community-based team. So, like, in that time, Violet Kickers was a team from Montego Bay, from Cornwall College Old Boys, mostly, but we were just people who work.
Violet Kickers is not a community team. There's no community.
No.
From.
Okay. So we had players from Mango Walk, Paradise, Glendevon, all about Montego Bay.
Okay.
So we never really had I would say
No man, go ahead.
Yeah. No, you go ahead and see what you're saying. I can hear now.
Because what I'm trying to find out is like what team, like what team was it that, like what community Valley Kickers got the most support from?
Well, we never really had a community base. We had players from all around Montego Bay. As a matter of fact, and even players from Falmouth. we had some good players out of Falmouth, some players who went to William High School who came to Montego Bay and played for Violet Kickers.
Okay.
We had players coming all the way from Lucy.
Okay.
We had a player by the name of Carl Vidal and Yaki and all.
I'm going to get into some of the Valley Kickers player coach, but let me just take some of the comments. Joe Deck says Bram Bram had some good bicycle kicks. So yeah, he's saying that you had some good bicycle kicks in your days. Go ahead.
Yeah, the feed is gone.
Okay, something. Yeah, man, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I would prefer to call it a tricycle kick because
explain that.
Because I would always put some originality on it. No, I would always try to be original and. I think like for free kicks, what I did, I used to spend a lot of time with the ball. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you. We're hearing you.
Hello.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
I was saying that I would practice a lot. I practice a lot and both sides of the goal, different sides of the goal, with my left foot and my right foot, and get the ball to do a lot of things, a lot of tricks, could change direction and all that.
Yeah.
So
all right,
that was basically me.
Joe Deck says certain Pele Thompson was also a national player during Jeffrey Maxwell reign. I think he was, because you mentioned certain Thompson earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. Then Garnet Denton says, big up to the legend, Bram.
He was a Violet Kickers player and I played with him and Vinton Williams, Guy and Clark. Because what happened in Montego Bay, like I would take a lot of players from Catfish.
Yeah, he's saying that big up to Bram Bram. We eventually got it done for you. Thanks for paving the way because he was a part of the Valley Kickers team that won the Premier League after you were gone.
Yeah. Yes. That was a team with Whitmore, Theodore Whitmore, Gina, and a lot of players we had then. Catfish never ran that team, but Whitmore, I don't know if I want to get a little off key, but I'm really surprised at how the Jamaica Football Federation have treated Theodore Whitmore.
Yeah, man, no, man, go ahead and share
that is an issue I would like to contend with.
Yeah, man,
there was a man watching the football game with me. Yeah, there was somebody watching the game with me, with the Jamaican game, and he's saying to me, Bram, them say, Whitmore this and them say. And I say, that is what they say, what you say. And he said, boy, the man, they must say, but Whitmore has always been underrated by his Kingston counterparts as a player and as a coach. He's probably the winningest coach in Jamaican football. And for the Jamaica Football Federation to think that the referee handled us badly in that game against the United States. And then for just after that, they take away the team from him. It's not fair. And they could not have expected another coach to do anything else with that team. better than what Whitmore would have done. But listen to me. The football, when Jamaica is going to go ahead in football and go forward, it has to be when we stop seeing Jamaica as rural and Kingston. I was one of the players in those days who decided that a rural team can win National League. A rural team, it was a group of us who put on the Battle of the Cities game. At that time, I was a vice president of the St. James Football Association. And we decided that the only way Kingston players would have respected rural players is for them to play against them and probably lose, which they did. With Westmore Thomas and Neville Glanville and same Russell Bell organized it. And our rural team, Montego Bay at the time, the Battle of the Cities, lost to the Kingston team in Montego Bay and beat the Kingston team at the National Stadium. And for the next 4 or 5 years, we realized, or the Jamaica realized, that there are good players in the country and there are good players in Kingston.
Yeah, that is part of the problem that I think. I don't know if it still exists in the football now, because players leaving from rural areas to Kingston all over. But it was a big problem, I know, in those days, because I know many rural players who believe that they weren't given a fair opportunity. We're not hearing you. Are you still there? All right, let's see. I think we're having a little bit of a challenge here with the feed, but we want to make sure that Sir King is up and ready. So once he comes back on, we will bring him up, and so we can continue our discussion with Noel Bram Bram King, former. He captained the Jamaica. Yeah, so we want to continue our discussion with him. Allow him to share his thoughts and his reasoning, and share his story with us. Seem to be having a little bit of a problem with the network. In the meantime, let us say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video: Launch Legacy, Handle Risk Seek Legacy. For all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the US, visit them at launchlegacy.com or call or text 647-989-0782. Also, want to say a big thank you to Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. If you want to borrow 100,000 Jamaican dollars, listen, all you have to do is visit Prestige Finance. Let them know that you heard about them from I Am Sure Sports. And here's what will happen. They will, look at this, they will, yes, give you $100,000, no processing fee, same day processing. Yes, people, 0 to 4% interest rate. Also, big thank you to Trick Nick, the Jamaican-owned and operated company in Canada that uses authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. Visit them at tricknick.ca and you will get a I Am Sure Sports discount. I'm telling you, big things are happening. Remember, if you're on the platform, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the platform, you can go ahead and subscribe. That is how you support the work that we're doing here at I Am Sure Sports. Waiting on our guest to return so we can conclude our discussion with him. His name is Noel Bram King. Played for Cornwall College, played for Violet Kickers, giving us some history. Was a vice president of the St. James Football Association. Also played 7 games for the national team also represented the Jamaica juvenile team as well, and also attended CAS, which is the University of Technology, right now. What a good conversation. Listen, highlighting, it's kind of funny, right? Because we're in a time recently with a male senior team, there was a lot of assumed discord in the team because of UK based and local based. And then you're hearing stories that back in those days there was also discord because there was a Kingston urban versus rural. When will our football get it right? When will it go beyond those things? Right? When will it go beyond those things and be about just the best players representing the country? You know, that's where it ought to be. The best players always representing the country. It shouldn't be about where you're from. That's how the football ought to be. Yeah. Give me a sec. Let me just want to make sure yeah. I'm going to see if I can touch base with our special guest. All right, people having some technical difficulties with our special guest Noel Bram Bram King. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to end it right now, and then we are going to arrange to have him back to conclude the rest of his story. So want to thank you for joining. It has been, he apologizes, just spoke to his brother because his battery is dead. Not DEAD, but DED, dead. No life in it, and it has to be charged up, right? These things happen, and so we're going to arrange it, and this time we're going to have a picture of him so you can see him, put it up and thing in the thumbnail. But again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a part of this interview. We'll have a second part to cover the rest of his story. Thank you again for joining. I am Manningsman, and this has been I Am Sure Sports. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Live good, stay good, and be good.